What's up, everyone? It's Crispy here, and today I will be doing a top 10 characters wish list for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Now, this is going to be extremely basic, nothing too crazy. I didn't do speculation for kits because I want that to be done in the comments. I want everyone to interact, speculate on what the kits could possibly be, and I also want to see what characters y'all would like in the game. So please comment below. I want to have some interaction with this. This is just something fun, and I wanted to do like a little original video, well, or original in quotation marks. I know other people have done these before, but this is my little take on it. So coming in at number 10, Jack Garland. I have Strangers of Paradise downloaded. I am about to do a walkthrough for YouTube, so just be ready for that. But from the walkthroughs and stuff that I've seen, he's a badass. Like, literally, here are my points right here. He beats the absolute piss out of everything. He says chaos more than any other being alive, and he really does not give a fuck at all. Like, he just suplexes enemies and just blows them up into crystals and stuff. Like, he really just like, all right, like, I'm here to kill chaos. This is what I'm here to do. Let's get it done. All right, so coming in at number 9, Nero the Sable. He is from Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus. He is also in the DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Yuffie Kurosagi one, or however you say her last name. I can't remember right now. Now, my points, let's just look at him. He looks dope as hell. He has giant metal wings, and he's basically encased in this Mako suit, so he can't use all of his powers. Also, the Mako suit, I think, like, keeps him alive because the constant darkness just drains him. And that's just a cool power to have. Like, he doesn't even have his arms, and he's out here wrecking everybody. And he doesn't care about anybody except his brother Weiss. So he's just going deep into like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to kill you with my little portals of darkness. Let's get it. Great boss in the DLC. I don't remember much of Derga Cerberus. I got to replay it. But yeah, he comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, and this is no surprise if you know me, Angeal. Final Fantasy Crisis Core. He's the original Buster Sword wielder. His parents had it made for him when he joined Soldier. He's Zack's mentor, and he's one of the badass original 3 first-class soldiers. It was Angeal, Genesis, Sephiroth. Those are the OGs in my eyes. I call them the big 3, you know? But he didn't even fight with the Buster Sword. He fought with the Soldier Sword that Zack would use in the beginning of the game, and also with his fists, because he like treasured that sword so much. He said rust and wear and tear, it's gonna like destroy the sword. So eventually, R.I.P. the GOAT Angeal, he passes the sword on to Zack. Zack passes it on to Cloud. It's like a legacy. Their legacy lives on, you know? Really sweet. He's supposed to be in the game already, you know? He was data mined years ago. So I'm just praying he gets in there one day. Angeal coming in at number 8. Number 7, Red 13, Final Fantasy VII. Now, first off, who wouldn't want to play as a flaming lion wolf thing? Like, he's boss. He's a boss, first off. He's the only Final Fantasy VII party member that's not in the game currently. So, I mean, you gotta put my mans in. Like, come on. And he can communicate with humans via speech. Like, he has intelligence. He's not just a wild rabid animal. He was used as a test subject, which is how he got the name Red 13 from Hojo. His real name is Nanaki, but he's boss. He has the headdresses you can use, speculate for weapons, like which ones he would get, which limit breaks he would get, because his original limit breaks were pretty, like, party buff. And then you would go into his later ones, and he would actually do damage. So, yeah, I think he'd be pretty dope to have in the party. And he would be, like, the only quadrupedal character in Opera Omnia. By that I mean the only character that you'll be able to play that's on all 4s. So I think that would be an interesting little thing, you know? Alright, coming in at number 6, Garland from Final Fantasy IX. Y'all know I had to put some Final Fantasy IX in here, put some respect on it. He's an over 5,000-year-old genome. He's the creator of Kuja and Zidane. He is the behind-the-scenes antagonist of Final Fantasy IX. You all think Kuja is, right? Nah, this is the man that was pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Kuja's just the angel of death that he sent out to speed up the process of merging Terra and Gaia. So he's literally just here to bring the souls of Gaia back to another planet and just merge them. He doesn't care about anyone or anything except that goal. And finally, his castle is called Pandemonium on Terra. When you're in his castle, the musical score that plays is Pandemonium. It is, oh my god, it's absolutely exquisite. Please pause this video right now. Go on YouTube, Final Fantasy IX, Pandemonium music or whatever, I don't know. Listen to that. It's probably like 2 minutes long, I think. And get back to me. Because imagine if he's added to the game as like a boss or like preferably as a character to play, but the stage is on top of Terra, where that red crystal is where you fight him in Final Fantasy IX. The background is that. And then Pandemonium is playing, not just regular Final Fantasy IX boss music, but that particular score is playing. Bruh, I would, woo! That's all I need. All right, that's all I gotta say on that one. So coming in at number 5, Queena. I mean, another Final Fantasy IX character. Now, Amaranth, he was data mined for the game, but honestly, I feel like Queena would be, I don't know, better for the party, because when I played 9, I never used Amaranth. I thought he was like kind of bogus, in my personal opinion. But also, I didn't really delve too much into his kit and try to use him. But I think Queena is much more like buff oriented, and because of Mighty Guard for the blue magic, frog was it frog drop with how many frogs you've eaten. Its attack goes up by that. You can cast White Wind to heal you early in the game. Queena's a really good character for like early game Final Fantasy IX. So imagine like adding like an eat command to Queena's kit. I think that would be pretty interesting, and a mechanic that would have to definitely be flushed out, because you can't insta kill an enemy with it, and if it's at a certain percentage, you would just like it wouldn't be able to work like it did in Final Fantasy IX. It would have to just probably be an attack or something like that. But yeah, maybe they're like cooked in a pot or something. Like, I don't know, something cool like that, or maybe just frog drop, like typical. But I like Queena's sense of humor. Queena loves food. I love food, like a lot. So I'm vibing. All right, coming in at number 4. Is this even like? We all knew this was coming, right? We all knew. Riku, Final Fantasy X. Please. The mix mechanic, it could be pretty interesting. You could Mighty Guard, trio of 9999, a bunch of other things that could possibly happen. Now, I have 2 pictures here because this is one of the most, if not the most requested character in all of Opera Omnia. You would have to have the OG Final Fantasy X costume, either that one or the Albed combat suit, which you originally see her in when you meet her as Tidus in the beginning of the game. And then you would have to definitely have the Final Fantasy X2 costume. Like, come on. You would make, Square, if you're watching this, you would make so much money off of this. It is ridiculous. Like, I know you're saving it for a big whatever, but please add Riku. Please, I'm sick of hearing about her. Plus, I want her in the game. Like, Final Fantasy X is one of my favorites, so please add Riku. Coming in at number 3, Sid, or Orlando, Thunder God Sid, whatever you want to call him, Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, Bard, this one's for you, baby. Tactics literally has 2 characters, Ramza and Agrius. This is a travesty. Like, they need another character, and I don't know much about Tactics. I don't know much about Thunder God Sid, or Orlando, however you'd like to refer to him as, but I heard he is OP as hell, and once you get him in Tactics, he basically breaks the game. So I think that would be pretty interesting to have him in, and just like add a little hype or some little like hype generation for Tactics, you know, because you got to generate it, you got to make it yourself. So adding this character in might add some light to that game or something like that. Who knows? All right, I'm gonna get at number 2, Weiss the Immaculate, Final Fantasy Derga Cerberus. Now, look, just first off, just look at him. That should be reason enough to have him in the game, right? And this is his Final Fantasy VII remake costume, I believe. But either way, he dual wields katanas, like gun blades, basically. He's a platinum hair bad bitch just like me, so you know I relate to him. Come on, you know. He's the commander of Deep Ground. And when you get him to a certain stage, I think when you fight him in Dirge of Cerberus, he has like a samurai costume on, and he dual wields they look like Masamune's, but they're just long katanas. So he's basically a dual wielding Sephiroth. He's the Sephiroth of Dirge of Cerberus for real. Like, he's hard as hell. He's hard. And then the secret boss fight for Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's dope. He like just using all these weapons and these guns and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Like, what? Like, this dude needs to be an Opera Omnia for real. Like, Square, come on, help me out, bro. All right, now coming in at number 1, and this should be no surprise. Chastity Highwind, Final Fantasy IV. Nah. All right, I'm just playing. My real number 1, Genesis Rhapsodus, Final Fantasy Crisis Core. I know my list has had a lot of Final Fantasy VIIs, Final Fantasy IXs, but those are my favorites. And those are just the characters that I really, really genuinely enjoy. And honestly, I think most of these are villains, if I'm not correct. But he's one of the big 3 in Crisis Core. Project A, Project G, Project S, or whatever they're called. Project Angeal, Project Genesis, Project Sephiroth. The 3 that were injected with Genova cells. Sephiroth was the one that took it the best, of course. Angeal and Genesis had the degradation. But regardless, he's the main antagonist of Crisis Core, born of the Genova Project. His obsession with the poem Loveless brings him to get some like main character syndrome of himself, Angeal, and Sephiroth. Like, he thinks they're like the 3 main characters, just like the 3 main characters in the poem of Loveless. And he has an awesome sword. Look at that. It's pretty dope. And since he has the Genova cells, he just has insane physical and magical prowess. So you could do a lot with him. You could do like maybe a degradation costume where he has his wing and he's all like gray and like fading or like breaking apart. And also, I think he's like the exact opposite of Sephiroth. He's right-handed. His wing is on his left side. Sephiroth, left-handed. His wing is on his right side. So you see kind of how that kind of works out. So I think that would be cool to have him in there. Also, his boss form is dope as hell. Maybe he can have some life stream attacks. Maybe he can have some, maybe fire magic. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but he is like, other than Zack, he's one of my favorite characters. And I know this is probably never going to happen due to licensing issues with the likeness, etc. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I don't want to get too into it because I don't even know the exact well, too many details. I know the main reason. But yeah, he just has a likeness to a certain character and probably never get in there. But I hope y'all enjoyed. This is my list. Comment below. I want to see characters y'all want to see in the game. And I also want to see some kit speculation. Please like, comment, subscribe, help me out. I had fun making this. Did this all in one take as well, so psychs me up. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.